Yes, actually, sir, it was supposed to be because I don't think so कि इससे ज़्यादा easy way कोई है और to understand each and every concept.
You are right, and it is responsible. Normally, what happens? All the spoken English programs are the programs that are based on sheer mugging. Those are they are mugging based programs.
Yes,
But
sir.
our program is the program that clears all kind of gray areas in the mind of a
Yes.
learner, and it lights up all the kind of dark corners that he otherwise carries in his mind. So far as communication is concerned, so we actually believe in giving understanding to the learner so that his problem is solved once and for all. So this is what we do.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And so now today, see Neha, we can talk about the idea of amount of time. See, when amount of time is added to sentences, then what difference does it make? This is the point that I wish to discuss with you. You know, the people who teach grammar actually, if you remember, they teach four kinds of tenses. They call it simple or indefinite tense, and then uh, the
Continuous.
continuous tense, and then they say
Perfect.
perfect tense, and then they say perfect continuous tense. This what they see, perfect continuous tense. So in perfect continuous tense, they introduce amount of time. So because we are approaching grammar in a different way, we already have told our learners about those eight different kind of structures. The first structure is things, of course, and then possession, and then simple, and then continuing, then perfect, intention, compulsion, and modals. And we already have discussed the verb patterns with our learners, of how they can say all these structures. If they have found out the difference in their mother tongue, then how easily they can say all these structures in English. This is what we have explained to them. And now this idea, see, amount of time, uh, it is important to discuss this idea also. Suppose amount of time is added to a sentence, then what difference does it make? Now, for example, let us begin with think sentences कि मैं अपने घर पे हूँ, मैं सुबह से अपने घर पे हूँ, या मैं 2 घंटे से अपने घर पे हूँ.
Perfect.
ओके, अच्छा, या मैं कहूँ कि मेरे पास एक किताब है, ये मेरे पास ये किताब वर्षों से है, हाँ, लाइक दिस. ओके, सो और सिमिलरली मैं आई एम टेकिंग ऑल, सी, स्टेप बाय स्टेप आई एम रेफरिंग टू ऑल द स्ट्रक्चर्स. देन मैं कहूँ कि मैं अपने दोस्त से हर रोज मिलता हूँ, और फिर हम आधा घंटा बातें करते हैं, फिर हम आधा घंटा बातें करते हैं. अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम इज लाइक दिस. अच्छा, एंड देन आई से दैट मैं अपने दोस्त की प्रतीक्षा कर रहा हूं, और मैं आधे घंटे से उसकी प्रतीक्षा कर रहा हूं. एडिंग अमाउंट, हाँ हाँ. सो नेक्स्ट आई विल से कि मैंने अपने घर में आज सारा दिन मैंने अपने घर में बिताया है. नंबर वन, सी दिस सेंटेंस. अच्छा, फिर मैं कहूं कि मैंने आज आधा घंटा अपने दोस्त के साथ बिताया है, आधा घंटा अपने दोस्त के साथ बिताया. सो एंड देन सिमिलरली इंटेंशन कि मैंने सैर करनी है, मैं कहूं, और फिर मैं कहूं कि मैंने आधा घंटा सैर करनी है, लाइक दिस अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. अच्छा, मैं कहूं कि मुझे नहाना पड़ता है, और फिर मैं कहूं कि मुझे 15 मिनट ठंडे पानी से नहाना पड़ता है, लाइक दिस. ओके, एंड देन मैं मॉडल्स ले लें कि मैं ये काम कर सकता हूं, और मैं ये काम 2 घंटे के लिए कर सकता हूँ, लाइक दिस. अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम इज लाइक दिस. सी, वी कैन ऐड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम टू ऑल अवर स्ट्रक्चर्स, but and it makes difference only at two places. This is the point to be understood. Amount of time doesn't make any change anywhere except in two cases. And which are those cases? Those are the cases where we make use of was, were, is, am, are, shall be, will be. Or so in all the structures where we use was, were, is, am, are, shall be, will be, in those structures the amount of time does make a difference. And our learners by now, they know that was, were, is, am, are, and shall be, will be are used in our two structures. Which are those two structures are thing structures and continuing structures. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं अपने घर पे था, मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे था. मैं किताब पढ़ रहा था, मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा था। मैं कहूं कि मैं अपने घर पे हूं, मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे हूं, या मैं किताब पढ़ रहा हूं, मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूं। और इसी तरह फ्यूचर में मैं अपने घर पे होऊंगा, मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे होऊंगा, मैं किताब पढ़ रहा हूंगा, मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूंगा। सो यहाँ पे ऐसा इन दीज सेंटेंसेस अ डिफरेंस इज मेड. Why? There's a reason. Because was were in the past, is am are in the present, and shall be will be in the future. They only refer to a particular moment of time, for example. Moment
Yes.
of time. For example, when I say that I'm here, it means that I'm here at this moment.
At this
See,
moment.
I'm here. It means at this moment
Hmm.
I'm here.
Yes.
लेकिन अगर मैंने ये कहना है कि मैं आधे घंटे से यहाँ
Yes.
हूँ, then is am are, then am doesn't help me. This
Yes.
is what our reader must know. Our reader must understand that when amount of time is added, then is am are, they do not help us because they
Yes.
belong to that very moment.
That's right.
Was were belongs to a moment,
Hmm.
is are also refer to a moment. Similarly, shall be will be also refer to a moment.
Moment.
So when amount of time comes, then we have to change these helping verbs.
Yes.
How do we change them? Was were change into had been.
Had been.
Uh, is are change into has been, have
Has
been,
been. Have been.
and
Right.
shall be will be changed into shall have been, will have been.
Yes.
ओके, सो अब जब सी व्हेन आई से दैट मैं अपने घर पे था, आई वाज एट माय होम,
Had
मैं आधे घंटे, हाँ मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे था, आई हैड बीन एट माय होम फॉर हाफ एन
half
आवर.
an
ओके,
hour.
अच्छा,
Right.
हाँ मैं अपने घर पे हूँ, आई एम एट माय होम, मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे हूँ, आई हैव बीन एट माय होम फॉर हाफ एन आवर. अच्छा, इट सिमिलरली फॉर फ्यूचर, आई शैल बी एट माई होम, मैं अपने घर पे होऊंगा,
Hmm.
मैं अपने घर पे आधे घंटे से होऊंगा, आई शैल हैव बीन एट
And
माई
have
होम
been.
फॉर हाफ. हाँ, मैं
Yes.
रिपीट करता हूं, मैं अपने घर पे होऊंगा, आई शैल बी एट माई होम, मैं आधे घंटे से अपने घर पे होऊंगा, आई शैल हैव बीन एट माई होम फॉर हाफ एन आवर.
Yes.
And similarly in the continuing structure, I was reading a book. मैं किताब पढ़ रहा था, I was reading a book. मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा था, I had been reading a book for half an hour.
Half an hour.
मैं मैं किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ, I am reading a book. मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ, I have been reading a book for half an hour. मैं किताब पढ़ रहा हूँगा, I shall be reading a book. मैं आधे घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूँगा, I shall have been reading a book for half an hour. So this is one point that we want to tell our learners, that amount of time. Otherwise, it doesn't make any difference anywhere. For
Yes.
example, suppose you say कि you say that मैंने सैर की.
Hmm.
I took walk. I took walk. मैंने मैंने आधा घंटा सैर की. I took walk for half an hour. That's all. So it doesn't make any difference. मैं सैर करता हूँ, I take walk. मैं आधा घंटा सैर करता हूँ, take walk for half an hour. तो किसी में भी you can add amount of time in other sentences without making any change. So इसी तरह next आप लो कि मैं सैर करूंगा, I shall walk. मैं आधा घंटा सैर करूंगा, I shall walk for half an hour. तो किसी भी you can think of any other structure. For example, let us come to some intention sentences कि मुझे सैर करनी थी, I was to take a walk. मुझे आधा घंटा सैर करनी थी, I was to take a walk for half an hour.
Yes.
Similarly in the present, मैंने
Hmm.
सैर करनी है, I'm to take a walk. मैंने आधा घंटा सैर करनी है, I'm to take a walk
For
for
half
half an hour. आप कंपल्शन में चले जाइए. फॉर एग्जांपल, कैसे
an hour.
आप कहोगे कि मुझे खाना बनाना पड़ता है, आई हैव टू कुक. ठीक, मुझे आधा घंटा खाना बनाना पड़ता है, आई हैव टू कुक फूड फॉर हाफ एन आवर. डजंट मेक एनी डिफरेंस.
Yes.
सो यू कैन ऐड इट एनीवेयर. ओके,
Yes.
सो फॉर एग्जांपल, मैं कहूं कि आज मैंने अपने दोस्त से बात की है, आई हैव टॉक टू माई फ्रेंड टुडे. अच्छा, मैं कहूं कि आज मैंने अपने दोस्त से आधा घंटा बात की, आई हैव टॉक टू माई फ्रेंड फॉर हाफ एन आवर टुडे. सो doesn't make any difference at all, except these two cases where was were, is am are, and
Is that?
shall be are used. And these are two cases, thing sentences and continuing sentences. So if amount of time appears in these two cases, was were changed into had been, is am are changes into has been, have been, shall be will be changed into shall have been, will have been. And second point is also very important point, Neha. And I have found out that most of the learners, they have no clear idea where to use since and where
हाँ
to use for.
हो
This is very important. This is very important. See, most of the time, like when I was a student in my village school, see, we were given some kind of very vague terms. For example, हमें हमें ये बताया जाता था कि अगर तो definite time है तो
हाँ
डेफिनेट है, तो डेफिनेट है ये यूज करोगे, इनडेफिनेट है ये यूज करो. सो सम, हाँ, अब अगर सर्टेनिटी है, अगर अनसर्टेनिटी है, सो देर आर वेरी वेग टर्म्स. See, now these days, I just to find out whether my learners know about the right use of since or for or not, I ask them first of all,
हम्म
tell me, where do you use since, where do you use for? So they stand up and they start suggesting something like this. See, definite time, indefinite time, certain time,
exactly
uncertain. So then I ask them a question. So I ask them, कि suppose I say कि मैं आधे घंटे से यहाँ हूँ, is it certain or uncertain? मैं आधे घंटे से जाऊँ. तो they say it is certain. And then I say that मैं 2 बजे से यहाँ हूँ.
यहाँ
Is it is it certain or not certain? So what is
yes
doubt about it? So they are trapped. So see, or definite or indefinite, जहाँ पे definite time हो. So
हम्म
half an hour is as definite a reference as it as 2 बजे. 2 बजे जितना definite है उतना ही half an hour भी definite है. तो यहाँ पे फिर वो फंस जाते हैं. And because nobody try to tell them कि there are in grammar they have very two clear phrases. What are those phrases? Point of time and
yes
period of time.
period
These
of
are the
time
these are
right
true. See, if the amount of time is given from a point of time,
point of
then
time
we use since.
since
And if the amount of time is given as a period of
period
time, then we use for.
for
So, and this is what our learners finds out gradually. For example, what is point of time? When I say that मैं 2 बजे से यहाँ हूँ, so obviously I am referring to a point. Where
point
so when it is 2 o'clock, it is 1 point of time. 2 o'clock means 1 point of time. So
yes
see, 2 बजे से या सुबह से या मैं कहूँ कि मैं पिछले साल से. So these are points of time.
points
So, see, for them we make use of since, okay. But if there are periods of time, for example, 2 घंटे से, 2 दिन से, 3 साल से, so
inside
then this is period of time. So it becomes very clear to our learners that when somebody says कि मैं 2 बजे से यहाँ हूँ, I have been here since 2 o'clock. मैं 2 घंटे से यहाँ हूँ, I have been here for 2 hours.
to
So similarly, मैं किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ, मैं 2 बजे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ. I have been reading a book since 2 o'clock. मैं 2 घंटे से किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ. I have been reading a book for 2 hours. So this is what our learners must keep in mind. There is one point of time and then the other thing is period of time. If the amount of time is given with point of time, then we use since.
since
And if the amount of time is given with period of time, then we use for. And there is another very simple idea that learners can remember. Somebody further simplified this thing. Because suppose if the total time is calculated, use for. If the total time is yet to be calculated, then use since.
since
So
yes
now, for example, when somebody says 2 hours, so it is calculated. Already the time is calculated
right
for 2 hours. For 2 hours. But when somebody says since 2 o'clock, the total time is not calculated. So
yes
you
since
say
morning
since morning.
right
Because it is not, see, when you say since morning,
yes
you do not know this side of
yes
the time, so it is not calculated. But
yes
when you say 4 घंटे, so it is calculated. So
calculate
this is a simplification of the whole idea. If the total time is not calculated, then use since. If it is calculated, then use for.
for
And finally, I always give two sentences to my learners कि मैं पिछले महीने से यहाँ हूँ. मैं पिछले महीने से यहाँ हूँ. मैं पिछले सारे महीने से यहाँ हूँ. पिछले सारा महीने से. Look at these two expressions. मैं पिछले महीने से यहाँ हूँ. मैं पिछले सारे महीने से यहाँ हूँ, सारे महीने से, पूरे महीने से यहाँ हूँ। Look at these two sentences. जब मैं कहूंगा कि मैं पिछले महीने से यहाँ हूँ, I'll say I have been here since the last month. मैं अगर मैं कहूँ मैं पिछले पूरे महीने से यहाँ हूँ, तो मैं कहूँ I have been here for the full last month, for the full length of the last. हाँ, I have been here for the full length of the last month. I'll say it like this. Okay. So this is how we make use of amount of time. And to conclude, we can say that it doesn't make any difference anywhere. It only makes a difference where we use was, were, is, am, are, and shall will. And so we was, were change into had been, is, am, are changes into has been, have been, and shall be will be changed into shall have been, will have been. And also for point of time, we use since, and for period of time we use for. So this is enough for today, Neha.
Yes,
Then next time we'll take up something else, and we wish all the best to our all the learners. God bless all of them. Thank you very much, Neha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.